you want quote unquote sensible and civilized people to colonize the brown people. Basically, you're saying white people should enslave brown people worldwide. I mean, you're white
I
supremacist.
never said that. I never said that. I am live with this guy who wanted to talk to me about my viewpoints, about my videos, and he seems to have a issue with some of the things I say. So you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, well, I'm Comrade Rose X. I'm a 13-time gold medalist in women's pole dancing. I'm just memeing. But no, I'm just a dude, because anyways. Apparently I'm a friend of this Lycan theory guy or something. But no, we're not friends. Fuck him. And fuck you for insisting that we're friends when I told you twice that we ain't friends. I mean, you soiled the wells by fucking going there, man.
Well, you see this guy, this Blake Rose guy, this at least he
On
used
what?
to be
Yeah, fuck
Lycan
you.
Theory's friend. Like
I'm not his friend, you piece of
2020.
shit. I cut ties with that motherfucker.
Yeah, but can I tell you the
I'm not
history?
friends with reactionary swine. I'm a Marxist-Leninist.
Okay, but can I just say the history a bit? The history between you two? And so yeah, this guy used to make red pill videos, and he used to communicate with Lycan theory, and he made his own videos which had to do with the MGTOW community, the manosphere, and stuff like that. And now apparently he's like a left winger. He changed from being a red pill YouTuber to like a left wing YouTuber.
Well, first of
sort of
all,
a communist.
real red pill is Marxist-Leninism. Not that fucking incel crap. So get it right. We're taking it back.
So yeah, so you're defending Russia, right?
And China, and what? I mean,
so now you're you're anti-American now, right?
no, I want America. I want to bring an end of capitalism to America, and the violent revolution is the only way to change the means of production. So.
Oh, yeah, so what issue do you have with me, like my videos? Can you explain?
Well, I mean, after you lumped me in with Lycan theory, I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? I'm more pissed off about that than any content you put out. But no, I mean, you.
Oh, the title of this live stream, you mean?
Now, I mean, as far as, I mean, the whole thing about you saying you want quote unquote sensible and civilized people to colonize the brown people. Basically, you're saying white people should enslave brown people worldwide. I mean, you're white.
I never said that. I never said that.
You dog whistled your way into that talking point. Who do you think is sensible worldwide and civilized?
Well, I said that like third world countries need to be improved, like so that.
Well, I mean, Bad Empanada
can have a better life.
I mean, Bad Empanada, put out a statistic today that 15% of the countries, Western countries, there's 15% of Western of the countries are Western civilized countries, but they commit 80% of the genocides. So, I mean, colonizing is an act of violence and is genocide.
Colonizing doesn't have to involve any violence. It's just like um, it's basically when a
Every
group
attempt
of
in
people.
history, every attempt in history to colonize has led to violence and genocide. I mean,
Yeah, it tends to lead to violence, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like it can be a peaceful
name one instance of
transition.
history where a peaceful colonization took place.
Um, well, maybe there wasn't always peace, like, but
No,
like there are certain moments where certain cities are colonized. Like know, um, you know how like the Europeans came to Canada and the United States.
yeah,
they weren't always violent towards the natives. Um, they were like some
they
they
made
just like
deal. They made deals with them to steal their land, and then they wanted more land, and that led to uprising. When you take people's land and move them off and displace them, they're gonna get tired of that shit because you are committing violence to them by doing that. The act of pushing some people off their land and making them move, having less resources, starving. I mean, that leads to violence. And you know, when you force your language and culture on another people, where they lose their language, lose their culture, and lose their identity, that is inherently violent.
uh, well, not necessarily because like when immigrants come to a country, like all it takes is more and more of them to come, and it doesn't have to involve violence at all. Like like
I mean, they slowly. Well, when immigrants choose to move to a country, you know, they keep they keep elements of their culture and while adopting the culture of where they move to generation by generation, but that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as saying someone else's land is your land and you displace them and create a hierarchy, an oligarchy in that land. I mean, that's similar to what happened in South Africa and the apartheid over there. Wealthy white settlers said, "This is ours," and
my point is, I'm not trying to like make some cultures change themselves or like be more like us necessarily. I just want them to be like more developed, more like sensible. Like treat their women better, for example. That's what I want.
well, those issues occur in every country in various degrees, and a lot of it has to do with economic conditions because when people are hungry, they're angry, right?
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
people
they
like to
have some
compare.
problems, but like we
You,
can help them fix that.
People
Like
like
we
to
can.
compare the United States, for example, to Cuba, even though one country is super developed and one isn't. But you compare Cuba to capitalist Haiti. I mean, women have a lot more rights. People have health care, people have housing, and people have food in proportion to Haiti and even America. Because I mean, we don't. There's a lot more homeowners in Cuba than there is in America. They don't have the homeless problems. They have universal health care, and they have a higher life expectancy than the United States. That's compared to the United States. In Cuba, night and day. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
the mode of production
I'm not
creates.
saying. I never said that America is a great country. Like, it's far from the greatest country in the world. I think America can improve in a lot of ways, but like, I think countries like Russia, they're worse when it comes to like how they treat women, and like they legalize domestic violence, and they uh, um and the men there, they're they're really terrible towards the LGBT, like like gay people. They commit abuse and violence against them, and
Yeah, I mean that happens everywhere. I mean that. I mean I catch shit for being trans in Texas. I mean now there are some people on leftist Twitter who
wait,
are
how
offended
did
on my
you
behalf.
suddenly become trans? Like, weren't you like just a just a normal male like in 2020?
Well, I
Like,
mean
weren't
shit
you like a
changed,
straight?
right?
Like
I mean
you were just like a straight cisgender male in 2020. Like, what happened? Like, are you just like pretending, or is this? Did you really have your mindset on this?
yes, I have. I mean I mean I had one of the two gender affirmation clinics, ghost on me, so I have to try Planned Parenthood now. Wait on them, but I mean
I mean,
I
I
suppress
never
thoughts and
known you
feelings I've
as
had for decades because I live in a very reactionary state.
yeah. Uh, you live in Texas, right?
Yes, very reactionary, very transphobic, very misogynistic, all of those things.
So you're saying that your whole life you were actually transgender and you just kept it in because like your state isn't so friendly when it comes to that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's very hostile. I mean, I feel somewhat comfortable if I go to the gay district, but then instead of someone attacking me out of hatred and visceral, I get someone who may want to rape me.
But you never really seemed like all that girly to me, though. Like, you never had any hobbies that women typically have, and
I don't know. Gossiping is something women are stereotypically have. I don't know. People haven't said that.
no, I mean like you never wore like any pink, and you never you never even talk like a woman. And you watched straight porn. Like, I saw all your thumbnails. You were like
I did
watching
mix it up
these.
with transgender porn, but they were passing, I guess. Too passing, I guess.
Yeah, but you were also talking about like dating women and stuff like that. So
Okay,
so
and the woman
it's
that
hard for
came on.
me to believe that like this is who you really are. Like, you are um like, I think you're just pretending or trolling or something.
Oh, you must see my FetLife DMs. I mean, I'm literally talking to guys wanting to smash as we speak. Me presenting as a chick. I mean, what the fuck?
Well, maybe they fell for it.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, there's people offended on my behalf on Twitter over you dead naming
And
me and giving me he pronouns.
and
And
also
shooting.
said
So
some
it's like,
sexist things about
I mean, I
women
don't
in
have to prove
2020.
my identity to anyone.
Like,
It's
you were
not
a
something for
hardcore
me to prove
anti-feminist,
myself to
and
people.
wait, like, you were a hardcore anti-feminist in 2020, and
And
you
Blair
actually
White's
said
calling me
some pretty.
anti-feminist today as a trans woman. So there you go. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, like in 2020, you were like you said some pretty offensive things about women. You said they shouldn't have rights, and and that violence against women is red pilled and based. That's what you said. Like you shared one of my Facebook posts.
I know what the fuck I said. I took time off to actually read theory and to get in touch with who I am as a person before I even started a new channel. I didn't pull a Hunter Avalone, where I go from making right wing content to getting my ass handed to me by Vouch and deciding, okay, I guess I'm a liberal now. Let's talk them.
Well, that's what it seems like.
Yeah. No, I took a lot of time off. You look at the creation of this channel and my Twitter activity, there were a few months where I was just.
Yeah, I believe people can change, but like in a span of 1.5 years, like that's kind of unlikely.
Well, there's the chicken and the egg thing. Because first I had, first I was, examining, the feelings of dysphoria that I've been combating. And I've been questioning the, mode of production of capitalism. And you know how that came about, really? I deleted all my, big tech accounts, right? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. That Blake the Right channel, deleted. And, other channels deleted. Instagram deleted. All kinds of social media deleted. Discord deleted. And I was on Gab. I was on Parler. I was still on BitChute and Odyssey, and even joined RoxyTube and other places. And then I began questioning the mode of production of capitalism. And as I began, studying theory, I'm looking at the superstructure and how it affects social issues such as women's issues, such as trans issues, such as racial issues. It's all connected.
Oh, I guess people can change. Maybe you're telling the truth. Maybe you're not. I guess I'll take your word for your political beliefs. So you had an issue with me talking about Russia the way I did, and do you have any other concerns about my content?
I don't know. I guess you kind of like just threw out, a bunch of propaganda about China based on a woman who gets paid to lie about China. You know who Eileen Gu is, right? She's an American-born,
Wait, I don't
Chinese
know her.
woman, and she has the exact opposite. So you're going by the propaganda of one, expatriate when.
Wait, you said I listened to a Chinese woman. I've never talked about any Chinese woman on my YouTube channel. Did I?
Oh no, you tagged someone, and you tagged someone. I think this woman is what's her name? I can't.
Oh,
I've never watched her
Serpenza?
before. Yeah. But I was there when misogynists were fucking with Eileen Gu over her choice to, compete in the Olympics in China instead of the U.S. I was there in real time, and I stood up for her, because that was messed up what they were doing.
Oh, you're talking about this guy, right? Do you see the screen?
Oh wait, is that the
Well, he used to be.
expatriate guy? Is that guy who makes videos about his Chinese wife all the time?
Oh, he makes videos about like the problems in China and stuff like that. And
But isn't he
yeah,
a sex pat?
what?
Isn't he a sex pat?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm probably thinking of someone else. I can't remember. Yeah, I remember there was. I remember Bad Empanada was going into a guy whose entire content was, "Hey, I'm living in China. It sucks, but here's my Chinese wife." You know, fetishizing his own wife while talking shit about China. That his only motivation for going there was to, you know, have access to Chinese women.
Yeah, but like this guy is like South African. He's from South Africa. He's one of the white South Africans who moved to China, and he stayed there for a while, and he married a Chinese woman, and during that time he noticed both good and bad things about China, and he documented all those things on his YouTube channel. And I think he's actually a pretty good YouTuber, and I do listen to him. And
Uh-huh.
I don't think
Okay.
he's hateful at all. He's just like he offers constructive criticism.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So in response to Boo Bear's comment, like this guy, he accused me of supporting colonizing other countries because
He
I
doesn't
said
deny
that
saying that,
we
Boo Boo
need to
Bear.
improve. Like he thinks I want to take over other countries and make other countries like America. Like,
Or Canada, or whatever ideal you have. But I mean, like, you made those kind of comments.
but that's
You
not
made a
the
vague
point.
reference
My
to Russia
point is
being colonized in a
I want
video.
those countries to improve for women and like improve their crime rate, like lower their crime rate and like actually become more developed. I didn't say that I want it to like be taken over by America and um and have their cultures totally removed.
Well, you said sensible, civilized people, and you know you didn't name a specific country or organization.
Yeah,
But I mean,
I
considering NATO is
just said that
already
I just
moving
said that
westbound.
developing countries need to become more civilized. That's what I said. And if it takes individual organizations to help that happen, then I'm all for it. But I didn't say that one country needs to be taken over by another.
When you talked about colonization, you know, you said those words. So I mean, that's you
Well,
literally said
what I
that. I
meant
mean,
is that like I want their society to improve.
well, I mean,
Like you thought that I was
every
like
time
talking
South
about
America
one
tries to
country
elect, every
conquering
time,
another. That's not what I was advocating for.
yeah, I mean, because you know, there have been plenty of times where South Americans democratically chose, you know, a socialist candidate who wants to make things better, you know, with platforms helping with women's issues and issues with indigenous people and have not. And the
Yeah, I
CIA
do
literally
feel
replaced
sorry
them with
for
the
the
fascists.
indigenous people,
They
and
will replace them with the
yeah,
fascists, and we're dealing with that, you know, decades and decades and decades down the road. So the aftermath of all this war hawkery that the State Department puts out, it leads to, violence and, culture war clashes within those countries.
Um, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, if you try to impose your values on another culture, it leads to conflict. But like
Yeah, it leads to conflict
my
and
my
social and economic
my
conditions.
strategy is for it to like for those countries to change from within. Like like perhaps having some rebels in those countries like who know what's going on try to improve their own country and like try to make them more like sensible.
Well, I mean, there have been several countries who are just trying to self-govern and do their own thing, and the State Department or NATO or whoever decides, you know what, they got this leader has to go, and we're going to replace him with someone worse.
Yeah, exactly. Kylie, aka Jungkook, wife, not taking over, but implementing policies that give women and the gay community live without being oppressed. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm advocating for. I'm not advocating for taking over countries like this guy accuses me of. I'm not advocating for America go to war and take over countries. I'm advocating for like those third world countries to become better and like improve the status of women and pretty
Okay.
much stop all this violence and oppression.
Okay, I mean,
Uh,
you made a statement in your video and then doubled down to my comments, so that did have me like, what the hell were you talking about? People need to be colonized, bro. So, all right.
well, like
So I guess we got off on the wrong foot, but
Russia
not gonna
like
lie,
is a
you did kind of piss me off with the whole liking theory is my friend. I mean, if you want like views on your replay, I don't know, say I'm Chud Logic's friend. He's a bigger streamer that I am friends with.
I don't
A lot
know
more than
that.
liking theory.
Do you want me
Say
to
I'm
change
Chud-
the title and say former friend? Like in theory's former friend? I'll change it after.
Well, you just put Chud Logic. You'll get views off of that. Trust me.
But are you really his friend?
Yeah, I mean we. You can look at my follows and his follows, and we follow each other.
Okay, well, how do you spell his name?
CHUDLOGIC.
Wait, can you start over? Like
CHUD.
CHUD.
D. LOGIC.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that. Okay.
Yeah, he's part of that hippy dippy debate culture on Twitch that Dylan Burns oversees. Have you heard of Dylan Burns?
Dylan Burns? No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Okay, I mean he's part of that debate bro sphere type stuff. That people, I'm sure you've heard of Bosch and Destiny. I'm sure you have strong opinions about them, as we all.
Well, has he made any like anti-woman videos?
No, I haven't. I mean, everything has been basically along class lines. I even, made kind of a video about Kim Yo Jong, Kim Jong Un's sister, kind of like a Labor Wave video, music video. I mean, I uploaded that before I made the response to you.
Okay. So, you want me to talk about like your posts on Twitter towards me? Like, uh, I was criticizing the Google's CEO, and you replied to me saying like you can't be capitalist and a feminist at the same time. And did you have a problem with me being able to make money on the
No, no,
internet or
no, it's not
something?
even that. It's there was like a collection of tweets, and I chose one to reply to because I
Well,
mean the thing is the problem with someone like Elon Musk buying Twitter or possibly buying Google is that the increased levels of harassment. I mean you're gonna have a lot of women
yeah,
get harassed.
yeah, I get that free speech can cause like a lot of like insulting things being said on the internet and like
And not just
including
insults,
hate.
but they'll be able to come, call women slurs, call people of color slurs.
Um, yeah, that's terrible. But like, I rather have free speech because like my channel isn't doing well. Uh, at least not as well as it did in like 2020. Like in 2020, there was mild censorship on YouTube. Like, it wasn't totally free, but like only the most extreme comments were being deleted. But like 2021, 2022, that's when it's like this year the censorship has gotten so bad. Like the dislikes have been removed, and like the
Well, they removed the dislikes
like
because corporate media hates it when they get dislike bombed. So of course, follow the money, right?
yeah,
Seth
and
Rogen was triggered because some people didn't like his shitty cartoon or whatever, or stuff
yeah,
like that.
and
It
plus
just
like
don't
the
it just don't
websites
filter with
on
the
Google
stuff.
are getting censored. Like 5 years ago, if you made a website, it will appear on Google whether you have controversial content or not. But nowadays, if you try and make a website with controversial content on it, any sort, you won't get monetized by AdSense. So that destroys a lot of people's livelihoods. Like like
Yeah.
Sundar Pichai is like demonetizing people, and that's like very immoral to just like stop people from making money when they're trying to
Well,
earn a living.
well, yeah,
And
that's kind of like the capital superstructure for you because advertisers they try to see what people are the vibes of people, their customer base. So they'll pander for something like BLM and then forget about it, right? And next month, you already know that that corporate America is going to be gay as fuck next month, right? With Pride. And in July, back
well,
to
that's
normal, right?
irrelevant. That's kind of irrelevant to what I'm
No,
saying.
that's not irrelevant
Uh,
because it ties into it because they're like, okay, this is what offends the average person using this website, so we need to censor, so we cannot be seen condoning this type of content. You talk about the
so,
accent.
so you agree with censorship, right?
I mean, I'm not a free speech absolutist, no, but like at the same time, it's just like, it's, I mean, we don't have, we don't have, government owned, you know what I'm saying? It's all privately owned bullshit. So it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, like
I
when
mean,
things on
it
Google,
sucks, but
that's
like, I don't know. I mean, it sucks, but it's like, what are you going to do, really?
yeah, but like when things on Google get censored, like it's really problematic because like when Google has censorship, all the other websites have to have censorship as well, so they
Yeah,
can make money
I understand
from
that.
from AdSense.
Yeah.
And like I'm really disappointed with that CEO Sundar Pichai for what he's doing. to Google. Like like back when Google was ran by another CEO, like it had offensive things on it, like offensive suggestions, but at least we were like more free to like produce any content we want and still get it monetized. Like with some exceptions. But with Sundar, it's like almost impossible. You have to be completely it has to be completely child friendly for you to like even get accepted in AdSense or even show up on Google.
Yeah,
And
I mean that AdSense policy is a pain, and and yeah, I mean, in theory, yeah, I think that you should be able to, express ideas that you have and not be shut up about it, right?
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it's just, of course, now at the same time, I guess people who wish that I'm dead, or for X Y Z, what I'm saying, who put out hate speech all the time, wishing death on people, and you know uh, those who want to like censor their speech of others, who cares if they get banned, right? I mean, I'm just saying, I just don't care if they do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like back when there wasn't any censorship, there were tons of anti-woman comments on YouTube, like sexist comments towards women, and I absolutely hated that. And like, like, I hate these misogynists who like badmouth women and like make all these videos, these MGTOW videos, these incel videos. Like,
I mean,
I hate those people, but I still don't think they should be censored because when they are censored, I'm censored as well, and so are the
I
feminists.
have no problems
Like,
with them
so
making
so
videos.
are the other feminists.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I have
like,
no problems
my
with them
plan
making
is to
videos.
have like a feminist channel to combat against them. Like my plan is not to censor them, but to like respond to them, to retaliate against them.
Well, I mean, as a
Uh,
Marxist-Leninist, my main goal is to, help create class consciousness to, get the working class on one page,
yeah. So you're on BitChute, right?
I had a channel that I stopped uploading on last year.
That that
I have an
site
Odyssey for this channel, but that's about it.
that site is supposedly like a free speech platform, and yeah, there is free speech on there, but like you can't really get any views on there. Like, it's just like neo-Nazi cult members that get views, and not like people like you or me. So that's a useless site as well. Like
I mean,
even
I've
if
heard of
other
some
sites
people
have free
joining
speech, it's
Praxis.su. Now, I don't know how big it is, but it's a site called Praxis.su. It's basically a socialist-friendly video site. I haven't joined it yet, but I know someone who has. And PeerTube has a BreadTube extension. The PeerTube is part of the Fediverse. They have like what's it called? They have like different sectors of the website, right? I'm trying to I'm trying to think of the jargon, but it escapes me. But it's basically affiliated with BreadTube. I mean, those are kind of like two alternatives I can think of off the top of my head for someone like you.
um, well, YouTube is pretty much my only hope because like that's the only place where there are feminists, and like I can't really find any other free speech platform that appeals to feminists, and like BitChute it appeals to the far right, and like although the BitChute people they're not really like sexist against women, they're mostly racist. but like you cannot grow a feminist channel there. Like it's not likely to happen. And my goal is just to build a feminist community, and it really pisses me off when like women who come on my channel to write comments on my videos, get their comments deleted, and it really pisses me off because I I really want women to speak their mind on my videos, and sometimes they're not even getting notified of my videos because like Susan Wojcicki, she's censoring controversial videos from appearing on like the subscription feeds, and
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
another
I know a
problem.
lot of streamers have ditched YouTube for Twitch, and they just kind of like put, their download their VODs or whatever, and they upload that to YouTube for just like, for the YouTube fan base, right? I know there's a lot of
Yeah,
people do that. A lot of those who do
uh,
live streams all the time. Because I'm monetized on TikTok. I mean, I can go live there in theory. I haven't tried it yet, but like I have enough followers to basically go live and get like super chats, but they're called gifts or something. Or
TikTok is just a bunch of like short videos, is it? I have a
well,
TikTok
I mean,
account, and
they have live streaming too. Of course, I just got notified that I can upload up to 10 minutes now of pre-recorded today.
yeah, but they're still like vertical videos, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, the format's different and all that. I mean, it's definitely designed for shorter, videos you can catch just seconds, highly ADD.
Yeah, but I'm not really into TikTok, even though I have a TikTok account with some videos. Um, I think it's kind of a broken site, and I think Odyssey, Rumble, they're also broken sites. My goal is to get rid of censorship on YouTube and return it back to the way it was. Like, there's nothing like a YouTube that's with um, there's nothing like YouTube with free speech.
Yeah. Well, I think this conversation was kind of productive. I mean, I kind of like at first I was kind of like, what the fuck, you're lumping me in with that liking theory fucker, and I guess after some questioning, we were able to like to come to some common ground on some issues. So I guess that's all good.
Oh, okay.
Well, I hope you have a great night, Fandor.
You're leaving?
Huh?
Is that all you wanted to say? You're leaving?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
All right.
It was great talking to you.
All right.
Great.
Have a,
Hello to
all right.
everybody in
Have
the
a nice
chat.
day.
Good night, everybody.